Hello and welcome to this lecture in marketing management. The topic of the lecture is consumer buying habits. As we move through the slides, I am going to explain you the various consumer buying habits, and we are going to look into the examples of each of them and therefore clarifying the concepts. Now, with this, I would like to move to the next slide so that I can start with the explanation. What are consumer buying habits and what are the important habits which are important to the marketers? So, consumer buying habits are important for the marketers to understand. Now, it is very important for the marketers to understand the consumer buying habits. Habits, of course, means an activity or an action which is repeated by the consumer. So, there are buying habits, and because each consumer is different from the other, so each consumer is having a different buying habit than the other. Now, it is important for the marketers to understand their consumers' habits in order to know the consumers closely. The better they know their consumers, the better they understand the habits of their consumers, the effectively they will be able to sell the products and services to the consumers. Therefore, the consumer buying habits are important for the marketers to understand for these reasons. The first and the foremost reason is understanding consumers better. So, because your consumers are the king for any organization, the consumers are the patrons, the consumers are the people who give revenue and profit to the organizations, it is very important for the organizations to understand their consumers. And the better they understand their consumers, the better it will be for the sale and the profitability. So, therefore, it is important to understand the habits of the consumers in order to understand consumers better. Better understanding will always lead to higher sales, which means there will be a higher revenue. And the fourth point is mentioning this: higher sales will lead to a higher revenue. Revenue will be maximized in due course of time. Revenue maximization will then lead to profit maximization. We all know how revenues are related to profits. If we minus the costs from the revenue, what we are left with is called profit. So, when the revenue is getting maximized, at the same time the profits are also getting maximized. So, better we are able to sell the consumer, the better we are able to understand the consumer, the more will be the revenues, and the higher the revenues would be, the higher will also be the profits. Greater will be the market share. So, if the consumer understanding is better, if the company understand its consumers better, that will also lead to a higher market share. So, in a nutshell, if we see, then it is very important for the organization or the companies to understand the buying habits of the consumers, because then these many benefits will accrue to the organizations. Organizations will understand their consumers better, they will have more sales, sales will lead to maximization of revenue, maximization of revenue will lead to maximization of profit, and the company will also get a greater market share. So, this makes it very clear to us as to why it is important for marketers to understand the habits of their consumers. Now, what are consumer buying habits? Now, this is a diagram and that we need to understand. In this, there are two categories related to involvement and two categories related to difference between the brands. Now, involvement, let us try to understand what this factor means. Now, as a consumer wants to purchase a product or a service, the consumer will always look for information regarding that product or a service, because information search is an essential step in the consumer decision making process. So, after recognizing the need to purchase a particular product or a service, the consumer will do a lot of information search. When the consumer's information search is very high, or when the consumer is looking for a lot of information and the consumer is very active in collecting the information regarding a product or a service, we call the behavior as high involvement purchase. So, high involvement purchase or high involvement behavior is when the consumer is highly active and is searching actively for the information on products and services. While low involvement purchases are when the consumer is low on gathering the information. So, when the consumer is not very active or when the consumer is not very keen on gathering the information about the product and service, then that is called a low involvement purchase. I will take an example here. Suppose a consumer wants to purchase a packet of bread or a packet of matchstick from the market. So, the consumer will go to the nearby shop and the consumer will pay the money and consumer will come with the packet of bread or packet of matchbox. Now, in this step, in this particular purchase, the consumer did not look for much of information. The consumer did not look for information search on the web, in consulting the vendor, in consulting the friends, etc., etc. The consumer straight away went to the market and came back with the product in a very less time, because even the store was located very nearby. So, this type of purchase is called a low involvement purchase, where the consumer did not go for extensive information search. While there can be a scenario where a consumer is, for example, going to purchase a laptop. Now, if the consumer or college going student is going to purchase a laptop and he has never purchased a laptop before, so that particular consumer will consult the friends, that particular consumer will go to the vendor, that consumer will also consult the newspapers, the magazines, the web portals, etc., before making that purchase. So, therefore, that particular purchase will become a high involvement purchase. So, now I hope the difference between a low involvement purchase and a high involvement purchase is clear. Now, we talk about significant difference between brands and few differences between brands. Significant differences between brands are when the substitute products are available which are significantly different from each other. Example, in case of a car, the brands are significantly different from each other. While there can be scenarios in which there are few differences between the brands, if I talk about various deodorant brands, then if we keep in mind 6 or 7 deodorant brands, then deodorants are basically fragrances, and most of the deodorants are available in the packs of 150 ml or 200 ml bottles, which are sealed. So, there is not much difference between the deodorant brands of a particular price range, let us say between 200 and 300 rupees. While if we talk about products such as cars, or if we talk about expensive products such as homes, there is a lot of difference between these brands. In case of homes, there are 2 BHK, 3 BHK, 4 and 5 BHKs, Pentagon, penthouses, etc. So, therefore, there is significant difference between brands. So, here on one side we have 2 categories based on differences between the brands, which can be either significant or it can be few differences, and on the vertical side we have the high involvement and low involvement purchases. Involvement, as we discussed, is the degree of action or degree of activity that a consumer is doing in order to purchase a product. So, based on these 4 factors, we then come up with 4 different types of consumer buying habits. Now, there can be one habit of complex buying behavior. A complex buying behavior is the one in which the purchase is of high involvement and there is significant difference between the brands. While there can be one behavior which can be variety seeking. So, in case of a variety seeking behavior, there is low involvement of the consumer, while there is significant difference between the brands. A third type of consumer buying habit can be dissonance reducing buying behavior. In case of dissonance reducing buying behavior, the purchase is of high involvement, while the differences between the brands are few. So, brands are close to each other, there are not many significant differences between the brands, but it is a high involvement purchase and it is dissonance reducing buying behavior. While a fourth type of behavior is habitual buying behavior. In case of habitual buying behavior, the purchase is of low involvement, while there are few differences between the brands. So, if we divide the horizontally and vertically, it comes in the form of sectors, and these 4 sectors define the 4 types of consumers buying habits, which I would once again like to sum up. That is complex buying behavior, variety seeking buying behavior, dissonance reducing buying behavior and habitual buying behavior. So, as we progress in the slides, as we move to the other slides, then we are going to discuss all these buying behaviors in buying habits in detail. Complex buying behavior. Now, a complex buying behavior is encountered particularly when consumers are buying an expensive product. We took the example of home, we took the example of cars. So, these are the products which are very expensive. While buying a home, if the consumer belongs to the middle class or the lower middle class, it involves all his life savings. So, therefore, when a consumer is out to buy an expensive product such as a house, a consumer is very careful about what he is going to purchase. A consumer does extensive research, a consumer consults web, he visits a lot of vendors, a lot of home sellers, he visits a lot of developers, he visits their websites, he also takes into account the construction related magazines, etc. And only after going through all these sources, the consumer arrives at his decision to buy a particular type of home depending on the suitability of his pocket. So, this type of habit is called complex buying behavior. This is also an infrequent transaction. Infrequent transactions are the transactions that the consumers are not making every day. So, infrequent transactions are the transactions which are normally not made that frequently, and these transactions are rarely made. So, in case of infrequent transactions also, a consumer is deeply involved, because a consumer knows that he or she does not make such transactions every day. So, this is not a routine. In case of an expensive watch, or in case of an expensive car, or in case of art piece which is expensive, such types of behaviors are shown. Consumers will research thoroughly before committing to the investment. So, it is quite natural that when complex buying behavior occurs, or when the products are very expensive, or when the transaction is very infrequent, then consumers will research thoroughly. And by researching thoroughly, I mean that they will consult various sources. So, various sources will be consulted, including internet based sources, and after consulting the various sources, the consumer will then arrive at their purchase decision. For example, we have the house or the car. So, this is how we summarize complex buying behavior. From complex buying behavior, we move to habitual buying behavior, dissonance reducing behavior. Dissonance reducing behavior is the behavior in which the consumer involvement is very high once again. So, both in complex buying behavior as well as dissonance reducing behavior, the consumer's involvement is very high. So, here also the consumer's involvement is high. Now, why high involvement? Let us try to investigate. This might be due to high price and infrequent purchase. In addition, there is a low availability of choices with less significant difference among the brands. So, in these kinds of consumer behaviors, that is the dissonance reducing behavior, also the consumer's involvement is very high, and the consumer's involvement can be very high either because these are highly priced transactions because the price is very high, or because the frequency of the transaction is very less. So, the consumer's involvement is high, and this can also happen because there is a low availability of choices and there is less significant difference between the brands which are available. So, in case of low availability of choices, also the consumer's involvement becomes very high, because then he has to select the product and he has to make a final purchase decision from among the choices that are available. In this type of buying behavior, the consumer buys a product that is easily available. For example, a consumer who is looking for a new collapsible table that can be taken for a camping quickly decides on the product based on a few brands available. So, if there are only a few brands available, then the consumer comes to the purchase decision, he or she arrives at the purchase decision quickly and the purchase is made. So, this happens when there are few brands available, and this sums up the dissonance reducing buying behavior. Dissonance reducing means this dissatisfaction reducing buying behavior. So, because there are not many brands available, so the consumer has to make a choice among whatever is being given to him. From here we move on to the habitual buying behavior. Now, a habitual buying behavior is depicted in the case of a product or a service of which the consumer is habitual of purchasing. So, if we talk about the routine purchases, if we talk about the products and services that the consumer is habitual of buying, habitual buying behavior or the habitual buying habit is depicted. So, we can take the example of the packet of bread or the matchbox. We can take the example of any service, any transportation service that we are used to taking every day. We can take the example of any other product which we are used to purchasing every other day or every week or every month. Meaning to say is that in the case of the products and services which are frequently purchased by the consumer, and in the cases where consumer is fully aware of or familiar with the product and the service, habitual buying behavior is depicted. Habitual buying behavior is depicted when a consumer has low involvement. So, this is important to understand that because the consumer is already familiar with the product and the consumer has been making frequent purchases, so the involvement is low because the consumer is familiar. In this case, the consumer is perceiving only a few significant differences between the brands. So, the consumer is not perceiving many significant differences between the brands, and the consumer knows what suit his pockets. The consumer is very well familiar about the product category and the price range. So, the consumer is making a quick decision and it is arriving at the purchase decision in less time. When consumers are buying products that they use for their daily routine, they do not put a lot of thought. So, a lot of thought is not being put, and as I said that the purchase decision is being arrived at quickly. They either buy their favorite brand or the one they use regularly or the one available in the store or the one that costs the least. So, this important point, this last point is important for us to understand. This points out 4 circumstances, 4 conditions. One is that the consumer can go and straight away purchase their favorite brand. So, we can have favorite brands and we can go and purchase, or the consumers can also purchase the brand that they use regularly, which means the frequency of the purchase is high, or they can go and purchase a brand which is readily available. So, whichever brand is readily available can be purchased by the consumer, or they can buy a brand that is having the least cost. So, in case of habitual buying behavior, these are the criteria that the consumers take into account, and then they try to arrive at their purchase decisions very quickly. In case of variety seeking buying behavior, in variety seeking consumer behavior, consumer involvement is low. So, once again the consumer involvement is low. There are significant differences between the brands, hence consumer often do a lot of brand switching. We can take the examples of clothes here, we can take the examples of deodorants. So, the consumers do make a lot of brand switching. In case of clothes also, we wear shirts of different brands, so we do a lot of brand switching. And the consumer might want to try out new products just out of curiosity or boredom. So, if a consumer is bored of using the brand of one particular company, the consumer can switch to the brand of some other company just out of curiosity as to know how the brand of the other company will perform. Consumers here generally buy different products not because of dissatisfaction, but mainly with an urge to seek variety. So, if we talk about consumers that try out different clothes, or that try out different deodorants, or different soaps, or different hair oils or shampoo, then all these products fall in this category in which consumers look for variety, and consumers generally do not settle for one single product throughout their lifetime, because there are variety seeking behavior. So, let us once again go back to the chart and try to understand. So, there were high involvement in two cases. In case of complex buying behavior also there was high involvement. In case of dissonance reducing behavior also there was high involvement, while there was low involvement in two cases. In case of variety seeking behavior there was low involvement, and in case of habitual buying behavior there was low involvement. In case of habitual buying behavior there was low involvement because the consumer was very familiar with the product, and therefore, the consumer was not willing to spend much time on information search. While in case of variety seeking, the consumer has got low involvement because the consumer believes in brand switching. While complex buying behavior has got high involvement because it is generally for the products which are expensive and on which the consumer has to spend a money of lifetime. While in dissonance reducing buying behavior also, because there are few differences between the brands, so the involvement is very high. So, with this I hope that we have completed this chart in its totality, and we have also gone through the details. Now, we are going to talk about online purchasing habits. Now, because today is the era of digital purchasing and brick and mortar stores are also existing, but people are on an increasing basis, people are visiting digital stores or the websites to purchase products. So, we also have to understand, and we also have to take into account the online purchasing habits of the consumers. So, the word of mouth is still powerful. With online purchasing growing in popularity, the following observations stand valid for the marketers. Now, if a question arises as to why the online purchasing is growing in popularity, now this question has some obvious answer. Because the internet is penetrating the households, and because there is a speed availability, the higher speed is available for the internet. Most importantly, many of the businesses or many of the companies and organizations now have shifted from the brick and mortar format onto the digital format. So, there was a time when one or two organizations used the model of e-commerce, but now is the time when e-commerce model is being followed by so many organizations. For example, we can buy railway and flight tickets on the websites, we can buy train tickets on the websites, we can purchase medicines, we can purchase laptops, we can purchase medicines, vacations, we can purchase furniture, and so many other things are available online. So, because consumers have a wider variety of products which are available online, it is quite important for the marketer to understand their online purchasing habits. First of all, the marketers need to understand that it is a multi-device omni-channel world. Multi-device, why? Because phones are available. On the phones or the smartphones, the consumers are doing a lot of purchasing, and side by side personal computers are also available. So, there are the desktops and there are the laptops which the consumers are using for doing purchasing. So, multi-device omni-channel world is available, and smartphones, as we know, are being made available to a increasing population with each passing year. So, many people will have smartphones in the coming years, and with high speed internet available and smartphones and UPI apps, etc., the payment options, people would be prompted and encouraged to purchase online. Customers shop around much more than before. So, one of the implication of online purchasing behavior, or one of the observation in case of online purchasing behavior, is that customers are shopping more than before. So, before the customers were shopping less because the customers had to go out and visit the shop and the brick and mortar store to purchase the products or the services, but now the products or the services are available online, and they can sit at home and with few clicks they can order the products and services. So, therefore, customers are shopping more than before because of the convenience that is being offered to them. Third point says that consumers expect personalized experiences. So, if we take a look at the various e-commerce websites, the e-commerce websites give a login and a password to the consumer, and then the consumer can personalize his experience on that website. The transactions of the consumers would be saved, the history of purchases would be saved, the consumer will be encouraged to make a profile, there would be consumer interactions, emails would be reaching the consumer, and all this communication will also be saved. So, there is a lot of opportunity for the consumer and a lot of expectation from the consumers that personalized experiences must be given to them. Online purchasing habits also involved word of mouth, which is still very powerful, and if we talk about the word of mouth, we can talk about social media. So, online purchasing habits also involve a lot of sharing, and this sharing is being done through social media. If we talk about social media, we can talk about Facebook, we can talk about Instagram, we can talk about Twitter, we can talk about LinkedIn, and we can talk about so many other platforms. So, users are sharing their experience with other users, and this sharing of experience gives rise to a word of mouth on the online space. So, suppose somebody has watched a movie, so he or she is going to give an update on the movie on Facebook and then share the update, so that others would also come to know whether that movie is good or it is not good to watch. So, in this way, word of mouth is happening electronically through web, and it is becoming very powerful. So, social media is becoming very powerful. Of course, we should not forget the use of hashtag here. So, social media's power cannot be undermined when discussing about the online purchasing habits. One of the observation that has been made in the online purchasing habit is that consumers take their privacy very seriously. So, data security and privacy is a key issue that the marketers need to address if they want to win over their customers. So, whosoever is going to offer a better privacy and a better data security guarantee will get more customers. This is very sure for now, because this is a big issue, because the consumers, because they are purchasing things online, they are making payments online, and because their debit cards and credit card numbers and UPI IDs are flowing online. Therefore, it is very important for the organizations and the marketers to offer them better security and privacy for their data. Consumers want easy checkout and payment options. This is another very widely observed habit in case of online purchasing behavior. Customers do not want to make anything complex, and last but not the least, sustainability is becoming an important to online shoppers. Because of the wider variety of choice, it is becoming difficult to make the customers retain. So, they have to give better deals to the customer in order to retain them. With this, I come to the end of this lecture. In this lecture, we talked about the various types of consumer buying habits, and then we also discussed about the online shopping habits, because internet is becoming very popular and consumers are shopping on the internet in an increasing manner. Thank you so much. My email ID is ashishashish.awasthi@imsec.in. You can write your queries to me, and I would like to answer your queries to the best of my ability. Thank you so much.